guys, how's it going today? Hope you all are doing well. We're out on the 2015 BMW S1000R, single R today. And I don't know if you guys can see by one of my new RAM mounts here. This is the RAM mount that doesn't have the rubber pieces that like clicks in. But I have a list with me today because we are doing the 2015 S1000R ride review. Okay, a little road here, a little bit of blast. Oh man, oh man. Woo! Hey guys. Thanks for joining me on the channel here, and if you like these videos, make sure to like and subscribe. I know I always forget when I'm watching the videos. I always do. I'm watching and I forget to hit the like button, even if the video's awesome or something I want to help the creator. I tend to forget, so I figured I would put this at the beginning of my videos here. And yeah, if you like these videos, let's grow the channel together. I have a lot to talk about with this bike. Well, I got a list of pros and cons, and I don't want to forget anything for you guys. So I figured I would run the list here with us live. So we're going to hit some of these back roads. We might have some rain coming in here in a little bit, so we'll see if we get rained on during this review. But I hope not. We could have some time to get some talking done about this awesome bike. So I've had this bike for a little while now this summer. Put some miles on it and thought it would be a good time to go over some of the pros and cons that I've noticed or I guess gathered an opinion of over the last couple months riding this bike. You guys can probably hear the exhaust on this. This is the exhaust on this bike is pretty loud. This is the Yoshimura Alpha. I'm not sure if this video will be out before the walk around. It might be. So yeah, it says the Yoshimura Alpha pipe on it, and this is I believe this is the premium package in this bike. It's got electronic suspension, as you can probably tell if I look over the bars here. It's electronic suspension on this guy, and I've currently got it in soft mode, but we'll talk more about that in a minute here. Because the back roads up here in Wisconsin are not that excellent, so I tend to run it in soft mode, and I'm running in dynamic. This gives you a pretty snappy throttle response, not jerky though. And it gives you a slightly harder suspension than road boat. Alright, let's get on to the first pro here. Because we're already talking about the throttle, so this is probably the smoothest throttle I've ever ridden in my life. And I'm not exaggerating. So, nice smooth roll on. And it's always pretty predictable. It's not scary like the MP10 was. That thing had a scary throttle roll on. That wasn't even half throttle, I don't believe. So yeah, this is a huge pro for me. The fueling on this bike is great too. It's got a rapid bike, Sport tuner on it. And the fueling on this bike is excellent in my opinion. Especially with that tuner and this exhaust. So, as compared to other bikes that I've had, let's see, closest second, the Speed Triple. I had a 2013 Speed Triple. That was a close second as far as smoothness on fueling here and linear power band. Well, so let's go on to number 2 here. I would say the electronic suspension. This is a pro for me, but also a con. We'll talk about that in the next section. But I think it's a pro because it's super easy to adjust. So you can go right here to the. I'm looking here where I'm putting the camera. I'm not actually looking at it, so you can look at the road. But this button right here is DDC soft, it says now, normal, and hard. Hard is real hard. It's real stiff, so go back to soft here, and it will readjust. You can't really even feel it adjusting as you're riding. If you're sitting still, some people say they can kind of feel it move up and down a little bit. They can feel the adjustment, but for me, I couldn't really, to be honest with you. But boy, does it ever make a huge difference with how it rebounds and stuff. When you hit big bumps. In hard mode, it's just a stiff board, basically. Really meant for the track or for real soft roads. Like on the freeway, it'd probably be fine, but not these bad roads. So, soft mode, you get a lot more squish to it. You hit a bump and it'll compress for you nicely, come back up, and it's not as smooth as I have a Ducati S2R 1000 in 2008. The suspension on that, man, it may be a little too soft. It's probably a little too soft for like really aggressive stuff, but man, is it ever comfortable on the road. So this, even in soft mode, just let me tell you guys, even in soft mode, it is a little bit aggressive for roads that are not good. Slow down, man, slow down. Take a chill pill. Go by this guy's house or blasting is not a good idea. Especially if people have animals, you don't want to blast by their house. That's a bad idea. Alright. The front suspension, thumbs up, easy adjustment. Adjusting the fly. The preload is non-electronic. It's you have to do that manually back there, I believe. I found the adjustment for it, but alright, number 3. So fast. Super fast. The top end rush on this is unbelievable. Even in, like, say I'm on 4th now, I'm only doing 15/4, which is, you know, pretty slow for 4th for this bike. But man, it is unbelievably fast. Even in 4th. Roll it on. Right, it's just unbelievable. The torque on this bike. Now, triples probably have a little more in the mid-range than these do. But this is, I mean, unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. We'll talk more about that in the con section too, because that can also be a con. But man, that is a big pro, is if you want to go fast, this bike will teleport you from location to location. If you want to risk that kind of speed, but even if you want to get up to speed quickly or whatever, I mean, this is unbelievable speed. It doesn't deliver it as jarringly fast or as hardcore as like the MP10 that I had, but that's some slop in the road there. It delivers it in a much smoother way, but it is just as fast, I would say, but it's not as like, I don't know, ill-tempered as the MP10, let's say, as far as the weight the throttle responds to. Alright, let's see here. Number 4. Excellent handling, in my opinion. It has electronic steering damping too. It's not as like twitchy. It doesn't turn as quickly, I would say, as like my Ducati. That's much more like flickable. But this is like smooth. And I've got new Continental Sport Attacks on here. I'll do a separate video about those. But with new tires too, especially, man, this thing, the handling of this bike is a dream, right? Absolute dream. It's just great. Smooth. Basically, you think it, and the bike does it. It kind of bends to your will, I guess you could say. We're going to head out to some twisties here. Little example of look first, then turn, right? Look for the turn. Okay, a little road here, a little bit of blast. Oh man. That is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Which leads me to number 5. Major fun motorcycle. This bike is big time fun. I don't know if it has, people say it doesn't have character or soul. I think it's got plenty of character. I guess it depends on what you're looking for. It depends on what you've ridden before and what your experiences are. That's probably what it is. That's probably what it is. If you've ridden things that have a ton of character, like a vintage Ducati or something, right? Or maybe, I don't know, like a vintage Harley, something that has like quirks and imperfections and things like that. Yeah, this doesn't have the character of it. I wouldn't go to, at the end of the pros here, I'm going to go to far as, say, because I've ridden a few bikes this summer, probably, I don't know, 9, 10 different bikes. I've owned most of them with trading and buying and selling and stuff like that. I'm going to go to far as say that this is the best motorcycle currently made by human hands. If you want like perfection, smoothness, safety, traction control, ABS, I don't think you can get anything better than this. You can get things different than this, like cross grades and such. And there are some cons to this bike, which we're going to hit next. But I think as an all-around package, I think that this is probably, if you want motorcycle, you just want best motorcycle. You just want motorcycle, but you want the best thing you can possibly have. I think this is it. I really do. Now, to the cons, is it perfect? No, it's not perfect, but it's, man, it is close. It is close. So, on to the cons. Number one here, the stock seat is pretty hard. Now, that can be remedied, of course, by aftermarket seats and such, but the stock seat is pretty aggressive. You could go for like an all-around and be fine, but depending on what you weigh, right, if you got extra cushion in the butt area, you'd probably be fine. But if you're kind of a skinny dude, I'm about 175, 180 pounds, about 5'10", and I work out some, so some of that mass is muscle, right? But probably not all of it. You might find the seat a little hard, but it's fine. It's very supportive. It's not overly small, overly big. It's kind of, like right in the middle, and it's good. It's good for, especially for a stock seat. There's a lot of traction on the road here. I never take that corner too hard because I know there's some trash there for drivers. We're coming to the twisties up here, so we'll hit these twisties and talk a bit, if I can, while we're going through these twisties up here. All right. So yeah, the seat. If you're going to do long distance rides in this, I would probably replace it with something more comfortable. All right. Moving on to number two, the electronic suspension. This is also a con. Why would that be a pro and a con, right? Well, while it is easily adjustable, it's not perfect, right? And like I mentioned, it is, like these roads here are these are good, cool twisties, but these roads need to be resurfaced, I would say. So they're kind of hard. It's kind of hard even on soft mode. Some of these, when you use big bumps, it'll bump you around. It's not perfect. And another big con, if you're going to keep this bike for a really long time, which I'm not really seeing a lot of people doing, or I haven't heard of it, I guess, a lot, is it can be very expensive to replace from what I've heard. So if something goes wrong or breaks down, you need to replace the whole thing, you're probably talking like $1,000, right? Because it's electronic, and it's not just the standard replace the cartridges or replace forks or whatever. I think, unless I'm incorrect here, I think you have to replace the whole forks when these go bad from BMW. So it could be an issue. What if they get discontinued, right? In the future, this is the 15, so as far as I know, they haven't been with this. But yeah, so if you're cost conscious as far as that goes, like these replacement parts and such, I've heard that these can be a bit expensive. See how wide that guy went in that corner? That's why I got to be careful of you. When I'm taking these corners, I try to stay over further than I need to. Especially a lot of these around here are blind. But that is a topic for another video, blind corners. That'll probably be its own video at some point. Alright, number three, bad gas mileage. Especially when you do stuff like this. Especially when you're out here cranking it, right? You're going to get some bad gas mileage. And you're not buying these bikes for gas mileage. I mean, nobody is. Let's face it. It's just no one's buying these for gas mileage. Oh, trash. What about a sketchy road there? Speaking of gas mileage, you're going to have to get gas after this review. So, oh man, talk about getting up to speed. So when you do stuff like that often with this bike, you're going to be getting real bad gas mileage. I think this is, they say it's mid-40s. I don't know if I believe them. I've done some of my own tests on it. Maybe it's 40. I mean, I think they say it's upper 40s or something, but there's no way. At least not if you're going to be doing backwards riding or any kind of canyon stuff, or doing poles with it. It's like that with any bike, I guess. But especially with a leader bike, gas mileage in this is not real great. It's much better. I got a Ducati, the S2R 1000 I was talking about earlier. Gas mileage is much better than that bike. Much more consistent, let's say. So this, I would say, depending how you're riding, upper 30s, probably expect upper 30s. Maybe low 40s. Maybe, but probably upper 30s. Alright. All that being said, you're probably not getting a bike like this for gas mileage, so that might not be a con for you. You might not even worry about it. We're kind of being lazy through these twisties here. Aren't we? We are a little bit, but that's okay, because we're talking, and a lot of these are blind, so I don't like to look at just brass Clibbins. Saw some Clibbins had to lay her down! Just kidding. I hope that doesn't happen to you guys. That's a real thing. I guess it could be a real problem, right? Just make sure you slow down with going over them and try to get your bike up right if you can, or avoid them like I did back there. Alright, I've got a fifth con. The vibes in these bars. My right hand right now is feeling it. I've been riding at about 5,000 to 6,000, and right in that area there's vibes in your right hand especially. You take your left hand off. This has cruise. This doesn't apply if you're cruising a long distance. And you can relax your hands, switch hands, you got cruise on the freeway. But if you're not cruising and you got your hand constantly on the bars here like this, hitting twisties and such, you do start to feel it in your hand. And my hand starts to actually kind of go numb a little bit, and I'm like not holding on that tight. I'm doing the Fort Nines ice cream cone holding, right? That's a joke. You put out a recent video about that. Whew. Got a break up here because the road's torn up. Don't want to hit this with any kind of speed, especially not at an angle. That would be real bad news. See, I'm not holding it real tight, but the vibes in the bars are still pretty significant in this bike, depending on the RPM you're at. Getting a little too aggressive probably for the road conditions here. As far as it's a little wet. Ooh, check out the camber in this. Ooh. You guys see the camber on that? That was pretty extreme. Pretty cool little section of road around here. And this thing is like you're floating. Like you are floating across to the so you can get up on the balls of your feet. It is just like, ooh. Alright. Not a chill. There's houses up here. Alright. I wonder how far away people can hear this exhaust from, because like it's got a certain note to it. A certain note to it. That's very piercing. Kind of pierces through the air. Oh, we got somebody walking up here. We're gonna slow down for this guy. Alright, I've got a bonus con here people talk about. The bonus con is accidental speeding. Maybe it's a pro for some people, but for me, I think it's a con. So if you're going to run through the gears in this bike, you are going to accidentally speed. And maybe there's a way around it to really control yourself, but even getting on the freeway, you are going to speed. And let's say you want to just run through 3 gears, right? So you're running through 3 gears, like, oh look at, I'm 7,000 RPM right there in third. Okay, well if I was getting on the freeway, I'd be at freeway speed, but I'm not on the freeway here. So, in the blink of an eye, in a matter of just seconds, you're just blasting. And it's so easy to do that without even thinking about it. Once you get to know the bike better, you'll know, but especially when you first get the bike, man, it is tough. It is tough to not get above the posted speed limit on this bike. This motor was made for the track, right, of the S1000R, and this is a modified S1000R. This is, it's got different heads on it, right? I think it's different heads and cams, as far as I've been told. A friend of mine, Dallas, was talking about that. I mentioned him in another video. He's been a mechanic for years. And the mechanic that I met recently, I believe he said this has different heads and different cams on it. Go down this road here. It says road closed, but we're not going down to where it's closed. We're just going to take a left up here. So, yeah, meant for the track, right? So, when you're out here on the streets, accidental speeding is a real problem. And yeah, we'll hit another pole up here. This is a nice straight road. There's usually nobody on it. But I think we're going to end this video pretty quick here. So thank you guys for watching, and if you guys got any comments or anything or any questions about this bike, make sure you let me know, drop me down in the comment section. I always appreciate you guys. We're getting more subscribers, we're growing the channel. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Go ahead, feel free to share it, tell your friends if you like the content, and let me know if you have any requests at all too, about things you'd like to see about this bike or anything like that. So I appreciate you guys, and thanks for watching, and we will see you guys in the next one.